Flex your business with an American Express Business Gold Card. You'll earn 4 times membership rewards points on your top 2 eligible spending categories, like transit and electronics, each month, on up to $150K in combined purchases per year. Plus, you can now earn 3 times membership rewards points on flights and prepaid hotels booked on AmexTravel.com. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at AmericanExpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold, built for business by American Express.
Build a routine with Ollie that supports your wellness needs, like getting your daily vitamins and minerals with Ollie's multi-gummies, or keeping your mood upbeat with all the vitamin D in Hello Happy. Give your gut health some support with probiotics, and wake up feeling refreshed after taking Ollie Sleep. Do wellness on your terms. Find Ollie at a Walmart or Target near you or at ollie.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Welcome to I Don't Need an Acting Class with Milton Justice.
Some things I have learned this week. I'd like to talk about Jed for a second. I would never share with any of you Jed's exercise, trying to build what is behind the Sondheim lyric, the me I never was, who remembers him? Because Jed decided to take that particular opportunity to plummet into the depths of feeling as if he's accomplished nothing in his life. And so listening to it was not only unpleasant, it was scary. I had to, call him to make sure he wasn't committing suicide. He made me want to commit suicide. And, so at any rate, so we lived through that. All right. So here's the thing that I did give him, though. I gave him a poem to put into his own words, to improvise. And that was a very good thing to do because it focused him on what am I talking about. And it happens to be one of my favorite poems, Ithaca by Cavafy. It has all to do with life. And so he was able to really grab on to what it was talking about, make sense out of it, and not go to his own life so that I didn't feel like committing suicide after he did the exercise. But what I suggested to him was he be aware who his partner was. So what I suggested to him is to do this, and this is a poem about when you live your life, make it long and hope you have lots of adventures, and you have bad adventures, and that you have all sorts of adventures, and that's the nature of life, and not to look at this is a bad adventure, this is a good adventure, but rather to look at it as all part of life, and that when you get to the end of your life, you will understand that it has been successful because you enjoyed the journey. It's really a beautiful poem. At any rate, so what I said to him was, there's one thing to be able to talk out and build the sequence of thoughts and own them. But there is another element that you want to add. And the element that you want to add is, who is my partner? And I suggested to him, as an example, make your son your partner. So you were telling your son how to live life. This is the important thing, is you can't assume that because you're talking to your son and you have a son and you have a relationship with the son, that you don't have to build the attitude towards the son. Does that make sense, Jed, what I'm saying? In other words, I have to, and I went through this with Boyu, who is also a drama queen, because at the end of every day, I get a text that says, "Can you call me? I'm having an acting crisis." It's like he learned the English word for crisis and knows I will only call him if he's having a crisis. He said, "Well, you won't call me unless I'm having a crisis." But here's the thing, is you want to build the attitude towards the partner as well. So it's not just that you have a partner, you have an attitude towards the partner. The attitude is like, what do you think of this person? But in other words, look, if you get used to the word attitude, you have an attitude towards everything. You have an attitude towards the house. You have an attitude towards the palace. You have an attitude towards your partner. You have an attitude towards the place. Hell, you have an attitude towards the plot. Especially with things, there's a plot when you're doing a lot of things. And your character has an attitude towards this plot. In other words, all of these things are helpful. If you're doing my favorite movie, Terminator 2, and you're playing, yes, it all comes out. If you're building, what's her name, Linda Hamilton? Her attitude towards the Terminator, I love putting it down in these terms in an acting class where we talk about Strindberg and Chekhov. Anyway, but her attitude is going to be different than somebody else's. And because she's built the attitude towards it, she knows how to live off of it. In other words, she plays the action differently. That's an absurd example. But in other words, building the attitude towards something helps. Now, how does this help if you're building something I love and something I hate? It helps because you're building an attitude towards the audience. Let's say, as an example, that they don't know this. And if they don't know this, then I'm telling them this to enlighten them, to bring them to life, to make them as turned on to chocolate as I am, to make them as turned on to the beach as I am. All of these things are just part of techniques. Boyu has a scene where, so first of all, we had to build the relationship to the horizon or some damn thing. What he was trying to do is he was trying to find really cool vocabulary words. That's not your job. You're not writing. I mean, my God, the stuff that he came on with, it was like the oil colors of a painting or something. I mean, it's like I kept saying to him, people don't talk like that. It's like, don't work so hard. Stella would say, talk like a human being. But the things that we have to build are, with Jed's, it is going to be different if he tells the son how to live his life as opposed to somebody else you'd be giving that. Somebody else who's teaching a class or something and telling somebody how to do it. It's different if you're playing a minister. If it's different, do you see what I mean? Yes, Severin, what's your question?
Is the partner like Eva, the audience?
It can be, sure.
Is this a good choice?
Well, it depends on the play. I mean, look, this is the biggest issue. I have another. So I have some notes. One of them is build an attitude towards the partner and talk it out and not complicate it. not complicated. When Boy You finally got it, I said to him, what do you think about her? What he misunderstood was he thought I was asking him, what is going on with your character when you see her? That is true, but that's different. So what do you think of her? What is your attitude towards her? Is you have the character's point of view, and it's really helpful. I mean, it was really helpful for me in class today when the woman playing Polina was trying to figure out whether or not she and I, her character and my character, had slept together. I mean, it's a thing in the play. She keeps saying, take me away from this. Please take me away. It's my life with my husband is so horrible and he's so terrible. Please take me away. And so my character says, I'm 55 years old. I'm playing older. I'm 55 years old, and it's beyond me to do all of this, and I've lost interest in all of this. But the thing about it is, because she asked me, because we were discussing it, it forced me to make a character decision. Because he's the doctor, of course she would fall in love with him, but he doesn't sleep with her. The interconnection between all of us, same thing. Ashish is playing Treplev, and I'm playing the doctor. He is panicked because he's lost Nina, the love of his life. He had to shut down the play because his mother was being such a self-centered star. So because I had to figure out about my character, why do I say the things that I say to him? It's a good play. I say, you must be encouraged as a writer, but I'm not just giving him pieces of information. I have to figure out what he is to me. So I built so all of a sudden, by building a relationship with him, by the woman playing Polina wanting to know whether or not we'd been sleeping together, it helped me build a character. And so suddenly, and people got it. I built a relationship that I was something of I felt like a father to Treplev. And so people in the feedback session afterwards, they said, I could get that. I got the mentor relationship. It's like that helped me. It's the same thing with Boy You. I said, what do you think when you see her? But it's not complicated. It's like she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. That's an attitude towards her. So then you say, so what's going on with you when you see her? Well, I'm very uncomfortable because I can't believe she would be interested in me, whatever. Does that make sense what I'm saying? In other words, if I think she is so fantastic and so brilliant and so wonderful, and I'm thrilled by her, then what am I doing? I'm describing the sunset to her. I am describing the whatever that I'm describing, but because of my relationship to her, it informs how I describe it.
I Don't Need an Acting Class is created and hosted by Milton Justice, produced by me, Walker Vreeland, and music is by Shagoi. I Don't Need an Acting Class is brought to you by weaudition.com, where you can sign up to be a virtual reader for auditions. You can also find a reader for a rehearsal or self-tape. It is the #1 resource for that purpose. And if you use the code ACTINGCLASS, you get 25% off, which makes it something like $10 a month. So check that out, weaudition.com. Have a wonderful week, and we will see you back here next time.